Hi friends, in this video I am going to explain in detail about post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy. In other terms it is known as post hoc fallacy. The post hoc fallacy stands at the core of many fallacious arguments, so it is important to understand it. As such, in this video you will be learning about this fallacy and see how you will respond to it effectively, as well as how you can avoid using this fallacy by yourself. Coming to the introduction, before going to the post hoc fallacy, I would like to explain brief about what is fallacy and what is logical fallacy. So a fallacy is an idea which many people believe to be true, but which is in fact false because it is based on an incorrect information or reasoning. So coming to the logical fallacy. So logical fallacy is a defective and dishonorable argument. For example, if you don't play a musical instrument, you will fail all of your exams. So next is about logical fallacy. A logical fallacy is an argument that may sound convincing or true, but it is actually flawed. So logical fallacies are leaps of logic that led us to an unsupported conclusion. People may commit a logical fallacy intentionally and unintentionally. Unintentionally due to poor reasoning, or intentionally in order to manipulate others. So coming to the post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy. Post hoc ergo propter hoc is derived from the Latin word. So this is the Latin word, and this means in English that after this, therefore, because of this. So post hoc ergo propter hoc is a Latin word which means in English that after this, therefore, because of this. So post hoc is a logical fallacy that occurs when someone assumes that because one event occurred after another, then the second event must have been caused by the first. So it is often shortened simply to say as post hoc fallacy. So it is an informal fallacy that states that since Y followed an event X, event Y must have been caused by event X. So it is one of the common logical fallacy that can affect our reasoning. That means your clinical reasoning. So coming to the post hoc fallacy examples. First example is everybody who went to the moon has eaten chicken. So this is the statement X, and good griefs, chicken makes you to go to the moon. So this is the statement Y. So Y followed by X. So they state that Y occurs as a result of X. So the second example, the rooster crows immediately before the sunrise. Therefore, the rooster causes the sun to rise. So the rooster crows immediately before sunrise. Therefore, the rooster causes the sun to rise. Additional examples of the post hoc fallacy appear in various fields such as science, medicine, psychology, economics, law, and politics. Furthermore, the post hoc fallacy can lead people to engage in superstitious thinking where they assume that the coincidence and unrelated events are connected in a causal way, particularly as a result of supernatural influence. For example, a sports fans sitting at home might notice that the favorite team did well whenever the fans drank this lemonade. So which can cause the fans to believe that them drinking this lemonade at home helps their team do well in the field. So coming to the post hoc fallacy examples in the healthcare sector. So first example. So now this fallacy is juicy as it occurs so much in our day-to-day lives, as we probably can notice it occurring a lot. An example could be that you go into the bed with the window open, so and wakes up in the morning with a stiff neck. So you then assume that the draft from the open window caused your stiff neck, which is a post hoc fallacy, as it might have been many other things such as your faulty positioning, your partner snoring all night disturbing you, or even stress at work the day before that can cause your neck issues. But now let's say you go and see a therapist with your stiff neck and get a massage or manipulations or some acupuncture and your neck feels better. So you may assume that those treatments have worked, which again is another post hoc fallacy. So as it could have been many other things such as your coincidental timing, and natural history making your neck feel better. So we cannot argue and say that so because of our treatment the patient or client had resolved their issues. So it is may not always be right. The second example is physiotherapists have been telling people for years to sit up straight, don't slouch, or you will end up damaging your neck or back or having some headaches or something. So this all seem to make logical sense because anyone who has spent too long using the smartphones or bending the neck for prolonged periods of time can get your neck sore. So this problem with logic is that it is prone to logical fallacy. So these two faults of thinking have led people to believe that because they got neck pain after sitting for too long at the computer, the neck pain was because of the sitting. So this is the second example of this post-hoc fallacy in your day-to-day lives or in the healthcare sector. So if sitting for hours is not causing the neck pain, surely it is bad for us in other ways. We all have heard about sitting is the new smoking. So this suggests that our epidemic of sitting caused by increased reliance on computers coupled with commuting and recreational sitting, watching TV is resulting in significant health problems as bad as smoking. So try to keep moving. So as you know, movement is the medicine. So how to avoid this post hoc fallacy? So overall, to avoid using the post hoc fallacy, you should identify the situations where you're suggesting that there is a causal link between the two events. So outline your reasoning while asking yourself what supporting evidence you have. And third point is make sure that you're not arguing that just because one event followed another, then the first event must have been caused by the second. So coming to the summary. So what is logical fallacy? Which is a defective and dishonorable argument. And assuming that because one thing occurred after another, it must have occurred as a result of it. So this is the post hoc fallacy. So for example, I gave a patient with a headache a massage and now they feel better. So therefore, the therapist will be concluding that therefore my massages help headache. So this may or may not always be correct in all the patients. So it may be correct in patient X. So it may not be correct in patient Y. So in conclusion, I'm saying that this is not always right. Coming to the conclusion, the post hoc fallacy and reasoning occurs a lot in all things, including your healthcare treatments and physiotherapy. Post hoc fallacies trick and fool patients and therapists into thinking treatments work when in fact that don't work. Beware the illusion of post hoc ergo propter hoc, making you think things are effective and useful. So coming to the suggestions. So don't voluntarily jump into logical fallacy. So always be a critical thinker so that you can avoid this kind of logical fallacies to a certain extent. So do right treatments for the right person. Finding the right treatment for each patient, there lies your skill is. For example, treatment X may be effective for a patient, but treatment X may not be effective for the another patients. So you need to individualize the treatment for each patients, and so that you can avoid this kind of logical fallacies. So beware the illusion of post hoc ergo propter hoc by making you think things are effective and useful. So by this, I'm concluding this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please do share and subscribe this video to your physio friends and fraternity. Thank you.